Hey guys, what's going on? Legion Looter here, playing a little bit of RuneScape Dragonwilds, and about 8 hours ago, RuneScape Dragonwilds Early Access was released, and I played RuneScape for a really long time, probably over 18 years. So, anyways, I'm quite impressed with the game. I usually don't like survival games; they're not really for me, but because RuneScape's attached, obviously, I think that adds a huge element, and there's quite a bit going on, right? I didn't do the tutorial, which I would recommend that you do, but basically you've got your probably typical survival game, because I never really played one, but there's chests, which is really cool, right? Everybody loves chests, and there's lots of other exciting things. So I switched a little bit of the keys through the game controls, because I just like to use the arrow keys to move around. It makes the functionality a lot better for me, and basically I'm leveling up quite fast, and at some point here I die. I'm not sure if the fire killed me or what happened really, but oh, it must have been a dehydration. I'm not quite sure, but here in a second, yeah, you can see I've got no water. So there's a couple key elements to the game, and a lot of you are probably already familiar with them if you play survival games. You're going to have to eat, and you're going to have to drink water. So there's a lake, and I'm happy that they've made the game a little bit easier, right? RuneScape's pretty brutal, and it's such a grind. But so far, everything's been pretty pleasant. The graphics are actually incredible, and just the gameplay itself is fun. It's smooth, and I like all the different types of abilities. So yeah, you see there, I'm not sure if the fire killed me. It says Soul Scourge, so I'm not quite sure if there was another player. I haven't seen any other players, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. But so far the game's really exciting. I lost all my stuff, but it's okay because we're early in the game. But basically, you're going to select the B on your tab, and you're going to make a crafting table, and then that's going to allow you to make your gear and equip it, and it's pretty cool. I noticed I didn't lose my cape when I died, but the graphics are amazing. I mean, I'm still sort of enjoying that, but so basically you're going to be harvesting these trees, and then you can do that while you're running, which I also kind of like, because you don't have to necessarily stop and waste time. And then there's going to be these ash logs on the ground. You're going to want to pick those up, as they're going to be used for your shield. And then there's going to be stone, sort of just randomly placed on the ground. I thought I was trying to mine before, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe you have to be at a high level to do that. So the beginner part of it, you're going to be collecting stone off the ground, and it took me a minute to kind of figure that out. I was like, where am I going to find a stone that I need to do this? So you'll see here that you require different things to create different gear, which is typical. So anyway, we're going to take you to some of the action, some of the fighting that we've done. I do want to show you, obviously, the stone right there to the left of me on the ground. Those are the stones you're going to need to pick up. But currently at this point, I didn't know that those are the ones, but as you can see, there was that red berry bush as well. You're going to need to collect that, because that's going to be the food. I'm sure that, I think there's cooking in the game, but ultimately you're going to need to eat. Otherwise, like you can see here, I'm at 22% out of 100, and your stomach will start to hurt, and that could kill you as well. So I mean, the game's incredible, and we're going to keep bringing you updates as we progress through the game. These are the stones right here. So you're just going to pick those up, so that way you can make your gear, and so you can fight a little bit better. I like how just picking up a stone sort of levels your mining. I'm not sure. Maybe you have to use magic to cut down the actual tree. I've just been picking up the branches. Still really early on here, and overall the game's really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to sort of leaving the beginner map and checking out what else is going on in the game. So we're going to show you some cool combat scenes and then send you on your way. But there's the lake. Actually, you'll be gathering your water from there, and you can carry, I think it stopped me at 76 little dirty water containers, but we'll just grab some really quick since we're here, and then show you the combat we've been talking about. So I switched my button to control, but I think before it was E for interact. It's just closer to the keyboard, so when I'm running, it's a lot easier. But yeah, so you can see you want to grab a lot of water because you're going to need a lot, and as well as food, so when you venture out you don't have to make side trips just to do that. So you got a couple creatures that you're going to be able to be killing in the starter area, and we just want to look at our skills really quick there. We're leveling them up quite quickly, which I like. So we got a couple goblins here we're going to be killing, which I really like the combat. And when you jump in the game, it actually looks pretty cool too. Your cape and all the graphics are great. So basically, we're just going to be progressing through the game and giving you guys different updates when we find cool things that maybe are worth showing you. So the game's pretty straightforward so far, and I like the way that the skills are leveling up, and it's not going to be too time consuming, which is what I'm used to in RuneScape. So I like the detail. There's lots to like about this game, and it's in obviously the early stages. We got this cool chest here, and a couple things we're going to have to grab with R. I'm so used to just being able to click on things. We found this guy, and we're not able to really talk to him, but obviously at some point maybe it has something to do with the rune essence. I'm not quite sure. And then we found this book which has got lore, so people who like stories and just the lore of RuneScape, it would be kind of cool. And I noticed at the bottom it mentions Saradonum, so that was kind of cool. And anyway guys, we're going to bring you more content from RuneScape Dragonwilds. If you haven't had an opportunity, I know it's $30 to buy it, but I think it's well worth it. And this is just the beginning, so there's probably other great things to come, and stay tuned for more.